This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
In the headlines, first in Africa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo has officially declared an end to its latest Ebola outbreak, the country's 16th since 1976. In Spain, construction begins on a massive EV battery gigafactory in Spain, backed by China's CATL and Stellantis, set to reshape Europe's electric vehicle supply chains. In Indonesia, communities in West Sumatra Solok are digging through devastation after powerful flash floods engulfed homes and farmland over the weekend. The first BRICS Peoples Summit opens in Rio de Janeiro on Monday, calling for fair global governance and a stronger role for civil society. Triggered, Congress slaps Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barzaga with a 2-month suspension as a congressman. More on that later. Holiday outrage. Filipinos push back as the government claims 500 pesos is enough for Noche Buena, sparking debate ahead of Christmas. In entertainment, Scarlett Johansson speaks candidly about at the 41st PMPC Star Awards for movies. I'm Franco Baranda. Newsline World starts now. In Africa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo has officially declared an end to its latest Ebola outbreak, the country's 16th since 1976. More on this story from Jean Domingo.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo's latest Ebola outbreak has come to an end. Health Minister Roger Kamba announced a declaration on Monday, saying all indicators show the chain of transmission has been fully broken. The outbreak was first detected on September 4 in Kasai Province, where 64 cases were recorded, 53 confirmed and 11 probable. 45 people died. No new infections have been reported for 42 days, meeting the threshold for declaring the outbreak over, according to the World Health Organization. DR Congo officials say this response was notable for using a new WHO-developed treatment module designed to better protect health workers and improve patient care. More than 47,500 people were also vaccinated. The country will now enter 90 days of enhanced surveillance to guard against any resurgence. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Jean Domingo, SMNI News.
Communities in West Sumatra Solok are digging through devastation after powerful flash floods engulfed homes and farmland over the weekend. Joy Tabanao reports.
In Solok, Indonesia, villages are blanketed in dense mud, with homes submerged, roads cut off, and huge tree trunks scattered across fields and between damaged buildings. Residents waded through waist-deep sludge, stepping over broken electricity poles and collapsed structures as they search for what remain of their belongings. Local families have been forced to evacuate to temporary shelters, relying on incoming aid as relief workers struggle to reach isolated areas. Weather systems bringing days of torrential rain have battered Southeast Asia, with regional media reporting more than 1,100 deaths. Indonesia alone has recovered over 600 fatalities from floods and landslides this season. From October to March, heavy monsoon rains frequently trigger destructive flash floods across the country's 17,000 islands, particularly in mountainous and low-lying flood-prone zones. Authorities say assessments are ongoing as teams continue clearing debris and delivering aid to affected communities across Solok. Joy Tabanao.
A 19-year-old boy was killed after jumping into a lion enclosure at a zoo in northeastern Brazil, prompting an immediate shutdown of the facility. Authorities say Gerson Demelio Machado, 19, scaled a 20-foot wall at the Arruda Camara Zoo Botanical Park and slipped into the Big Cat area. Video taken by witnesses shows him inside the enclosure using a tree trunk to descend shortly before the fatal mauling. Local officials noted that the teen had long-standing mental health issues and had spent years in state care. In a statement, the zoo said it closed its gates as soon as the incident was reported and cooperated fully with police and forensic teams. The park will stay closed to visitors as it reassesses safety protocols and enclosure security. Up next, triggered. Congress slaps Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barzaga with a 2-month suspension as a congressman. More on that later. Holiday outrage. Filipinos push back as the government claims 500 pesos is enough for Noche Buena, sparking debate ahead of Christmas. More news when Newsline World returns.
Madalas ka bang napapasobra sa pag-scroll sa phone mo kahit puro masasamang balita ang nakikita mo? Isipin mo ito. Nakahiga ka na sa kama, nagche-check lang ng phone bago matulog. Tapos, hindi mo na malayan, ilang oras ka na palang nagbabasa at nanonood ng mga balita tungkol sa digmaan, sakuna, politika at lahat ng masasamang nangyayari sa mundo. Nakakaramdam ka na ng kaba at pagod. Pero tuloy mo pa rin ang scroll mo. Ang tawag dyan ay doom scrolling. Ito ang habit ng paulit-ulit na pagtingin sa mga negatibo o nakakadepress na content tulad ng digmaan, krimen o problema sa mundo. Nakaka-stress pero hindi mo pa rin mapigilan. Ayon sa isang pag-aaral ng Texas Tech University, ang sobrang konsumo ng masasamang balita ay nauugnay sa pagtaas ng stress, anxiety at pisikal na sintomas gaya ng pagkapagod at sakit ng ulo. Ayon naman sa Harvard Health, ang doom scrolling ay nagpapataas ng fight or flight hormones tulad ng cortisol at adrenaline na nakakapagpabigat ng isip at katawan. Nakakaapekto ito sa iyong mood, tulog at maging sa mental at physical health mo. At kapag naman puro memes at random na content ang pinapanood mo ng sunod-sunod hanggang sa mawalan ka na ng gana na mag-isip at gumawa ng iba pang gawain, ang tawag naman dyan ay brain rot. Sa Gen Z at tinatawag na internet culture, ang brain rot ay overconsumption o sobrang tagal na panonood ng paulit-ulit, mababaw, magulo o walang saysay na content online hanggang sa parang manhid na ang utak mo. Kapag nasobrahan, syempre, nakakasama. Nawawalan ka na ng focus, nawawala ang motivation, hirap mag-isip ng malalim, parang lutang o foggy ang utak. Masaya sa simula, pero kapag sobra, napapagod ang isip mo. Nahihirapang mag-concentrate at parang lutang. Mas delikado pa ito sa mga bata dahil ang utak nila ay nasa proseso pa ng pag-develop. Kaya mas malakas ang epekto ng doom scrolling at brain rot sa kanila. Maaaring makaapekto sa pag-aaral, pag-iisip at pakikitungo sa iba. Ang higit sa 4 na oras ng screen time araw-araw sa mga kabataan ay konektado sa 35 to 88% na mas mataas na posibilidad ng depresyon, anxiety at stress. Base ito sa isang malawakang pag-aaral sa Brazil. Kaya, maging balanse. Magpahinga sa screen, magbasa, makipagkwentuhan, magdasal, maging present lagi. Alagaan ang iyong isipan. Kung anong itinatanim sa isipan mo, yun ang lalago.
Back in the news, Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barzaga has been suspended for 2 months as a congressman. Find out why in this report by MJ Mondihar.
A total of 249 lawmakers voted to impose a 60-day suspension on Cavite Representative Kiko Barzaga. This happened during the plenary of the House of Representatives on Monday, December 1. This was based on the recommendation of the House Committee on Ethics and Privileges against the young lawmaker. According to the House, Barzaga is guilty of disorderly behavior because of his social media posts against several high-ranking government officials. He was also warned that he may face heavier penalties if such disorderly behavior happens again. He was also ordered to delete the social media posts. But while Barzaga was explaining his side, his microphone was cut off. It can also be seen that several of his fellow lawmakers rushed to stop his plenary speech.
I wholeheartedly accept the decision of the committee, but I maintain my stance that President Marcos must be held accountable for his crimes. Too many people have died and too much money was plundered from the Filipino people for us to stand down now. Whatever punishment may fall upon me and others who stand against this president who has lost his constitutional mandate of serving the
Mr.
people is
Speaker,
inconsequential
point of
in
order.
relation to the amounts of lives
Mr. Speaker,
and
point of
futures
order.
that will be saved when
Majority
President
Leader.
Marcos leaves Malacanang. It took the deaths and imprisonment
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
to bring Marcos Sr. to
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
My punishment is only the beginning of our fight against the
Mr. Speaker, may we recognize Chairman Abalos for the point of order.
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Honorable JC Barzaga is JC.
Mr.
Abalos is hereby
Speaker,
recognized.
Mr. Speaker, may I be recognized? The respondent has already spoken. He has said that he has accepted the imposed penalty under the committee report. Therefore, I reiterate the motion to consider the adoption of the committee report and call the roll of members for nominal voting.
Mr. Speaker, I just yielded to the Honorable Barzaga. The floor is mine.
Barzaga is known as a critic of former House Speaker Martin Romualdez and President Bongbong Marcos. He even called President Marcos extremely corrupt in one of his recent Facebook posts. With that, Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Leviste argued that it is shameful that Barzaga was suspended ahead of lawmakers who were linked to the theft of billions of pesos in a DPWH that Congress is not investigating. Sagip Congressman Paulo Marcoleta said it now seems more prohibited to question corruption on social media than to actually steal public funds. Because of the suspension, Barzaga will not receive his salary for 60 days. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been MJ Mondejar, SMNI News.
Several of our fellow Filipinos have expressed disagreement over the Department of Trade and Industry statement, claiming that 500 pesos would be enough for a Noche Buena this coming Christmas. What do they have to say about it? Find out in this report by Almar Farsuelo.
Every year as the clock strikes midnight on December 24, Filipino families come together to serve a spread of delicious food from ham and queso de bola to spaghetti, bibingka and puto bumbong. Noche Buena has long been a part of Christian tradition as festive gathering that commemorates the birth of Jesus Christ, an annual and special occasion prepared for by millions of Filipinos. But with the rising prices of basic goods, many Filipino families now face a major challenge: how to set aside enough for their Noche Buena and celebrate Christmas with food on the table. Despite the difficulties experienced by many of our countrymen, the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI remains confident that a 500 peso budget will be enough for this year's holiday feast. The DTI's statement has drawn mixed reactions.
Sa totoo lang talaga, hindi talaga yung kasya. Yung sinasabi ng DTI na 500 kaya nang papagkasyahin pang Noche Buena. Subukan niya siya yung mamili. Masabi niya kung ano yung mga presyo ng mga bilihin ngayon. Sasabihin niya na kasya na yung 500.
Ang dagdag lang yun. Mahal ang bilihin ngayon, lalo na yung manok, baboy, mga sahog pa, kulang pa yun.
Kulang pa, kahit mga libo hanggang bibig lang yan. Pagka ganun sa mahal ng mga bilihin ngayon.
Former PACC Commissioner and former TESDA consultant Attorney Manuelito Luna also criticized the TTI's statement.
Pambira naman si Secretary Aldeguer Roque. Parang hindi siya nanay, hindi siya nagbabudget sa pamilya niya. 500 these days is nothing. Kasi ang inflation, ang presyo ay napakataas. Special yung mga piniprepare for Noche Buena, mas mahal yon kaysa usual.
Mussolini Lidasan of the Save the Philippines Coalition also cannot imagine how 500 peso could possibly be enough for a Noche Buena meal.
Alam mo, pag kakain ka lang sa labas, dadalhin mo ang pamilya mo. Sa every Filipino, at least 4 yan, yung mag-asawa, may 2 anak. Kakasya ba yung 500? Kumbaga, hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng economics ang ginagamit nila.
In line with this, Attorney Luna has issued a challenge to the DTI.
So, hindi makatarungan, nakaka-insulto yung sinabi niyang 500 ay sobra pa for Noche Buena for 4 persons. Hindi tama yon, Secretary Roque. If you cannot do your job, madam, you better resign.
Meanwhile, regarding Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s goal of ensuring that no Filipino goes hungry after his term, here is the response from our fellow citizens.
Marami po siyang mga pangako sa atin. Pero ang nakikita natin, puro po napapako ito. Wala pong konkretong ginagawa yung gobyerno natin.
To see is to believe. Hindi ako naniniwala sa mga pangako niya kasi napapako eh. Lahat ng ipinangako niya, 20 pesos na bigas, hindi naman na-roll out sa buong Pilipinas, limitado. Tapos mga pangako niya, lahat hindi natupad. Tapos nakurong pa na akusasyon sa kanya ng pandarambong.
For God and my beloved Philippines, Almar Forzuelo, SMNI News.
Vice President Sara Duterte will continue to fight against greedy government officials. She emphasized this while sharing the achievements of the Office of the Vice President for 2025. Jason Rubrico tells us more.
Vice President Sara Duterte shared in a video message the accomplishments and milestones of the Office of the Vice President throughout 2025. Among these was their Medical and Burial Assistance Program. Despite the lack of funding, the OVP was able to provide aid to 4,643 Filipinos with illnesses and extend burial assistance to 1,377 beneficiaries.
Hindi kami pumayag na maging dahilan ang kakulangan ng budget para maputol ang serbisyo. Sa halip, nakipagtulungan kami sa ibang ahensya ng gobyerno at nagtagumpay na makakuha ng alternatibong pondo. Ito ang pruweba na kung may puso at paninindigan para maglingkod, laging may paraan para tulungan ang ating mga kababayan.
A total of 73,054 families affected by disasters were assisted through the OVP's Disaster Relief Program. Their kalusugan food trucks served meals to 1,866 volunteers, rescuers, and frontliners, while 56,575 bags of rice and essential food items were distributed to families in need. This year, the OVP exceeded its target of planting over 1 million trees nationwide as part of the Pagbabago campaign. Under the Million Learners campaign, 460,272 bags containing school supplies and dental kits have already been distributed. Through the Magnegosyo Taday program, the OVP provided support to 15 groups and 2,245 aspiring entrepreneurs this year. From January to October, the OVP's Libreng Sakay buses served 875,176 commuters nationwide. In addition, VP Sara also highlighted the OVP's accomplishments in good governance, particularly in the efficient management of funds.
Mula sa mahusay na financial report ng OVP Finance Team, nakuha natin ang unqualified opinion mula sa Commission on Audit, ang highest audit rating. Ito ay malinaw na indikasyon ng ating transparency at fiscal integrity.
At the same time, VP Sara emphasized that they will not stop fighting against greedy and abusive government officials.
Mga kababayan, patuloy tayong lalaban sa kasakiman ng mga iilang mataas na opisyal ng ating pamahalaan. Patuloy namin na ipapakita sa inyo na ang tanggapan ng pangalawang Pangulo ay mahalaga sa amin ang pagkakaroon ng plano, mahusay na implementasyon ng proyekto, paglaban sa korupsyon at tapang at malasakit para magkaroon ng kapayapaan at kaunlaran sa ating bayan.
In conclusion, the Vice President encouraged the public to remain resilient in the face of crisis and to continue showing love and care for the country. Reporting for Newsline World, I am Jason Rubrico, SMNI News.
Up next when we return, the first BRICS Peoples Summit opens in Rio de Janeiro on Monday, calling for fair global governance and a stronger role for civil society. In entertainment, Scarlett Johansson speaks candidly about unequal expectations for women, while Filipino actors claim top honors at the 41st PMPC Star Awards for movies. Don't go away, Newsline World will be back.
Isang pindot lang, pwede kang maka-jackpot. Mukhang masaya at easy money lang. Sa murang halaga, pwede ka na tumaya sa online gambling at e-casino apps. Mayroong sabong, slot machines, mahjong, poker at iba pa. Kailangan mo lang ng smartphone, e-wallet at internet. Pero ang aliw na ito, unti-unting nagiging bitag para sa mga Pilipino. Lalo na kung ang paborito mong artista o influencer ang mukha ng app. Mas madaling makaengganyo, diba? Parang safe naman kasi may kilalang mukha. Pero sa likod ng ngiti, sugal pa rin ang itinutulak. At syempre, mas madali ring itago ang pagkalulong sa bisyong ito. Walang pisikal na kasino o pasugalan, walang kaharap, walang accountability, kaya't mas lumalala ang adiksyon. Dagdag pa rito, maraming online gambling apps at walang regulasyon. Sa likod ng mga makukulay na interface at papremyo, nakatago ang problemang bumabalot ngayon sa bansa. Ang pagkalulong ng maraming Pilipino sa online gambling. Pwede maglaro kahit saan, kahit kailan, kahit sino, bata man o matanda, pwedeng malulong. Ayon sa mga eksperto, ang pagkakalulong sa online gambling ay nagdudulot ng matinding stress at anxiety, pagkakabaon sa utang, pagkawasak ng pamilya, pagkawala ng tiwala sa sarili. At tulad ng ibang bisyo, may mga senyales ito tulad ng hindi makapagpigil kahit walang pera, palihim na tumataya, pagpapabaya sa trabaho, pamilya o sarili. Sa bawat taya, may mga taong tunay na kumikita, mga malalaking negosyante at investors na negosyo ang bisyo ng masa. Para sa kanila, perang pumapasok lang ito. Pero para sa ordinaryong Pilipino, kabuhayan at relasyon ang nauubos. At ang masakit, tila matagal itong nahayaan. Hindi ito naging prioridad ng mga nakaupo sa taas hanggang sa sobrang lumala at halos naapektuhan na ang buong komunidad. Ngayon, sa dami ng nalulong at sa laki ng pinsalang naidulot, sa kapalalong umugong ang mga panukalang batas para higpitan ng online gambling, gaya ng pagbabawal sa paggamit ng e-wallets para tumaya, pagtaas ng minimum bet, mas mahigpit na identity verification, pag-block ng mga illegal na gambling sites, at bawasan o ipagbawal ang mga ads na target ang kabataan. Maaari itong magmukhang laro lang, pero sa katotohanan, isa itong sugal sa kinabukasan. Ang kita na dapat sa mga pangunahing pangangailangan o ipon na uubos sa sugal. At sa mundo ng online gambling, mas madali kang matalo kaysa manalo. Huwag hayaang sugal ang magdikta sa iyong buhay. Isang paalala mula sa SMNI.
Representatives from BRICS members and partner nations opened the first BRICS Peoples Summit in Rio de Janeiro on Monday, highlighting calls for fair global governance and a stronger role for civil society in shaping cooperation in the global south. More on this from Almar Farsuelo.
The four-day gathering of BRICS Peoples Summit brings together delegates from the 11 member countries and 10 other participating nations. The event aims to give civil society a direct voice in proposals on economic cooperation and multilateral reform. Organizers say the summit reflects growing momentum across the global south to rethink development models. Traditional music and cultural performances mark the start of the program. Participants filled the venue as discussions opened on issues such as dependence on the US dollar and alternative development pathways. A video message from former Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff underscored the role of the BRICS Development Bank. She said the institution was created to give the Global South more autonomy from traditional financial frameworks.
O novo Banco de Desenvolvimento dos BRICS nasceu há 10 anos na cúpula de Fortaleza como resposta às assimetrias do sistema financeiro internacional. Quando os líderes do BRICS decidiram criar nosso banco, fizeram uma declaração política. O Sul Global não seria mais receptor passivo de modelos impostos de fora. Essa visão permanece no centro de nossa atuação. O NDB não impõe condicionalidades políticas ou econômicas. São os países membros que definem suas prioridades.
BRIC Experts Council Director Victoria Panova emphasized that the summit differs from forums of major economic powers. She said discussions should directly benefit workers, farmers, and ordinary public servants. Panova added that the involvement of civil society is meant to prevent BRICS from becoming exclusive or elite-driven.
And as this is a civil people's summit, it actually brings this opportunity because what we discuss, we ensure that BRICS leaders are hearing what is most essential for us, for people all around the world, for people who are, for peasants, workers, for, common civil servants, those not at the top, so that it's not just exists somewhere, so it doesn't. We would not allow it to turn into something like what we see with the G7, that is just a talk shop and that's just a defend of elites.
The BRICS Peoples Summit will run until Thursday, December 4, with outcomes expected to inform broader cooperation plans among emerging economies. Reporting for Newsline World, Almar Forsualo, SMNI News.
On a massive battery gigafactory backed by China's CATL and global automaker Stellantis, a project set to reshape Europe's electric vehicle supply chains. Let's find out more about this with Paul Montibon.
A major electric vehicle battery project is now underway in Spain, as Chinese battery giant CATL and global automaker Stellantis begin construction of a multi-billion euro gigafactory in Zaragoza. The new facility in Aragon represents one of the largest Chinese investments ever made in Spain. The joint venture plans to start operations by late 2026, with the gigafactory slated to generate 50 gigawatts of battery capacity each year, all powered by 100% renewable energy. CATL, the world's leading EV battery producer, and Stellantis, whose brands include Jeep, Kiko, and Fiat, say the project is designed to support the rapid expansion of electric mobility across Europe. Speaking at the ceremony, joint venture CEO Wu Qi said the goal is to deliver these three key goals:
to accelerate the transition towards affordable, accessible, sustainable mobility for all.
Spain's industry minister called the groundbreaking a milestone in Europe's bid to strengthen its industrial independence while deepening cooperation with China.
Porque esta es una primera piedra también fruto de la cooperación y de la visión de lo que tiene que ser la autonomía estratégica de Europa, pero abierta. Dispuesta a cooperar, a dialogar, a construir con todos los países del mundo y especialmente con un país como China.
A symbolic time capsule was also installed at the factory site, containing editions of Spain's Heraldo de Aragon and China's People's Daily. Spain is actively positioning itself as a strategic EV manufacturing hub, with reports that another major Chinese EV maker, BYD, is evaluating plans for its own European plant in the country. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, reporting for Newsline World, this has been Paul Montibon, SMNI News.
For our sports update, NBA legend Michael Jordan appeared in a North Carolina courtroom as his federal antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR officially got underway with jury selection. Jordan's lawsuit claims NASCAR is using monopolistic control to limit competition in the sport. The 2311 co-owner together with Front Row Motorsports filed a single-family with such unchecked power. Jordan and Front Row were the only teams among 15 that declined the new charters. Jordan says he loves racing and its fans, but believes NASCAR's system is unfair to teams, drivers, sponsors, and supporters. From Hollywood struggles to the Philippines' triumphs, Scarlett Johansson speaks candidly about unequal expectation for women, while Filipino actors claim top honors at the 41st PMPC Star Awards for movies. Blake Ann has all the buzz.
Scarlett Johansson is pulling back the curtain on what she describes as long-standing double standards in Hollywood. The actress says women still face tougher scrutiny, especially when recovering from personal scandals or career setbacks. Johansson explains that while male actors often return to the spotlight with celebrated comebacks, women are far more likely to be written off or sidelined. She adds that balancing a demanding career and motherhood requires real support, crediting her children's caregivers for helping her manage long work schedules. Johansson is currently promoting her upcoming film Eleanor the Great, while husband Colin Yost returns to Saturday Night Live. And here at home, Filipino stars are celebrating major wins after a standout night at the 41st PMPC Star Awards for movies. Dennis Trillo earned Movie Actor of the Year for Green Bones, sharing the title with Aga Mulak for Uninvited. Screen icon Vilma Santos took home Movie Actress of the Year, marking her 10th PMPC win for her performance in Uninvited. The film also secured top honors for Best Director and Movie of the Year. Meanwhile, Green Bones dominated technical and creative categories, while Hello Love Again stars Alden Richards and Catherine Bernardo were named Taquilla King and Queen after the film broke the 1 billion peso mark. Rising talents also made their mark, with Will Ashley winning New Movie Actor of the Year and Francine Diaz and Seth Fedellin taking Movie Love Team of the Year. The ceremony was held at the newly revamped Macabagong San Juan Theater. And that's all for now. I'm Blake Ann, bringing you the latest showbiz.
And before we end, may be inspired with the words of the sun. Guard your mind, soul, and heart, that they will remain upright in the sight of the Lord. And as we keep track of the countdown, there's only 23 days left before Christmas. And that's all for this edition of Newsline World. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, I am Franco Baranda. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
This is SMNI News Channel.